What's going on, guys? Sio here with episode 8, I believe, of Mega Maker. I'm really bad at remembering the episode names for these because I'm trying to record these like ahead of time so I can actually have a schedule for them, sort of. In the last episode and in this episode, more Discord levels because this seems to be a pretty consistent source of pretty quality levels. I gotta be perfectly honest and say that I'm actually like really not feeling well today, so my commentary is probably not going to be as like lively as the past couple episodes have been. I was up like all night with the stomach flu thing, and now I apparently have like a fever with it also, so I will probably not be super enthusiastic, but I'm hoping that playing this will actually kind of distract me a little bit from it. So first up, we have Frosty Base by Nitro Striker. It's pretty positive level score overall and pretty good ratio of plays to likes, so I'm pretty optimistic that it'll be pretty good. From what I've seen, a lot of the things this episode actually are pretty highly rated from from the previous bot that they have in there, I guess, at least. Okay, so this is a cool intro screen. I like when the intro screens are actually like simple because it kind of makes it feel more like a Mega Man game. And this is very good gradual level design where the first screen is a pretty safe encounter against Sniper Joes on those little slippery blocks. And then the second screen ups it so you have spikes if you fall there without getting hit. And then these ones are spikes anyway. So you can tell this level designer believes in traditional level design, which is really cool. I like that he's mixing platforms to have certain segments as icy and other segments as not icy. That was just a bad jump on my part. It looks like it's a pretty tight jump, but it looks pretty doable overall. I'll actually probably try to focus slightly more on this run through the level. I actually don't have my headphones plugged in because I don't know where they're at right now, so I can't comment on the music selection, but I'm pretty sure it's good because it always is. I don't think I've heard like a single weird track in this game so far, so I don't know why I wasted so much time on that guy. But I really like that you can tell that the level is slippery on these platforms, but not on this one. I like that he set that up so you kind of learn that intuitively without having to worry about it. I kind of forgot to even check my weapon energy, if I was honest. But one thing I have noticed is, first of all, that's good level, or enemy placement, because that guy actually gets you from all these platforms. But one thing I've noticed is a lot of Mega Maker designers like to kind of design their level with just Mega Buster and then kind of add weapons in on top of it. I've always just built it with a different thing besides Mega Buster, but it's kind of cool to watch the alternate designs that people can come up with. So I'm really digging this level's theme in terms of what it's doing with like difficulty and stuff and what it's doing visually. It makes sense, and it actually feels like a lot like a Mega Man level. And there's like good enemy variety because there's not it's not like an overload of enemies by any means, but he's also not just using like the same enemy over and over again. There's like a good variety of challenge, and there's obviously very good enemy placement and stuff. These cannons honestly are actually probably some of the best placement of those that I've seen, because it's a good combination of like having them in the way but not like overwhelmingly spammy, I guess. I guess I can try to farm for a little bit of health here. I should have probably done it on those cannons because I think they give more health, but this seems pretty reliable and quick. Okay. Farms for health and then immediately tries to damage boost through the damaging enemy. Alright, but that's cool. That's a good spot for a checkpoint, I'd say. It was starting to feel a little bit long, but I don't mind having to kind of grind a little bit to my checkpoints, because honestly you kind of have to in Mega Man stuff anyway. I was about to be really proud of myself if I got through all that without getting hit, because I was kind of just arbitrarily changing between gravity stop or whatever. And another thing I can comment on with this level, you can tell that it's play tested because based just on the level design, I feel like these probably used to be ice blocks, and then the designer realized that it was too hard and then changed it to these metal platforms. That's not like me having talked to the level designer at all, but overall I can just kind of tell based on how play tested this feels. And I like to give credit to people who playtest their levels a lot, because it's pretty difficult to do so. I really like how he's actually using the navigation of these dropping guys. I've normally only just seen it as like run past them as fast as you can. I could have probably skipped that segment just by falling slightly earlier. I don't know what kind of jump that was. I'll try to check that out actually, because I'm a little curious if that was like an intentional skip or not. Another thing that I like about this level is that the weapon variety is actually a good mix of like offensive and defense. Oh! Okay. That seemed like a Mega Maker glitch and something that probably shouldn't have happened, but we'll just pretend like that didn't happen, I guess. One thing that I really like about this guy's weapon choices for the level is that it's a good mix of offensive and defensive stuff. So I know a lot of level designers tend to kind of only put like 1 or 2 weapons in the level and then kind of just build it off of that or whatever. But it's fun when there's like things that you can actually do. Like I kind of forgot I had Magnet Shot, but it'll help out a lot in this part because I suddenly don't have to go around these guys. He designed the level so you can do it without having to know everything about every weapon, which is kind of cool. But I also like that there's added tech that you can do to make certain parts of like this easier. I forgot that I was going to try to jump over there, but that's fun. I could have probably at any point, I forgot that there were these things. That was another bad jump. I don't know why I can't jump all of a sudden. Alright, so we're back here again. I don't know why I didn't think to do that sooner, because that would have made that jump a lot less treacherous. Overall, this has been a really fun level. I don't mind having to kind of grind through a couple of parts to make sure that I actually know how to do stuff. And this had a good blend of challenge and theme and difficulty, I would say. I also like that this boss arena sticks to that still. I'm a little annoyed that I used all the magnet shots since it seems like he's pretty weak to it, but that's okay. I do like that he's actually using this boss though, because I don't know if I've actually seen this in a level yet. Probably gonna die because I'm not very familiar with this pattern at all. Is he immune to this? It seems like he's immune to this. I am not familiar with you. Okay, so I can't shoot your bombs down, that's good to know. Okay. Pretty tricky boss, I gotta say. It's a pretty fair boss because it's a pretty simple arena and one that you can use to manipulate pretty well. Like, it seems like it's pretty consistent for him to stay up most of the time, and as long as you're on the red platforms, the bombs don't really hit you too much. But it's kind of an interesting dynamic, actually, because being on the platforms means that you're pretty safe from the bombs, but being on the platforms means that you can get hit by this guy. Being underwater means that you normally don't get hit by that guy, but it also means that you get hit by pretty much whatever bomb since it targets him. It's a good mix of like both aspects of this boss, who's like honestly a pretty simple boss, but this is used well. Overall, nothing but praise for this level, to be honest, because you can definitely tell that it was playtested a lot to make sure that stuff's still fun, but not being overly difficult, which is nice. It really feels like a traditional Mega Man level in terms of what it tried to do, the theme that it had, and how it actually did it, I guess. Okay, so had to kind of sit down and focus there for a minute, because I think if I would have taken any more than 2 hits I would have died there. But overall, really fun level. Really dig that. Definitely going to give that a thumbs up. If I have enough time at the end of the video, I might even come back to this guy just to check it out a bit more. Next up, we have... Next up, we have Area 451 by XxXhelazz, I think that's how you say his name. So apparently this level actually does have branching paths. I talked about that in one of my other levels, how it would be a cool idea. Since I normally don't do like multiple playthroughs or whatever, he specifically requested me just to play the longest one, I guess. So I'm just going to try to find the longest path. I have like a vague idea of what it looks like. It seems like this level's taken a little bit to load, so I hope it's not too laggy overall, but it did have a pretty positive review ratio, I guess, which is cool. Alright, I fell back down here. I'm gonna take that as the sign I'm supposed to go this way. I don't actually know if it is the sign I'm supposed to go this way, but I'm gonna go this way anyway, and we'll just see how it goes. Kick apparently does not do very much damage to these guys. I guess this way will be okay. I will say that I like how explorative this level is. I feel like, even though there are branching paths, it's been pretty obvious, like, that there are a specific couple of paths that you need to take. So I guess I just wait for these guys, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'll assume that this is the way I'm supposed to go. I don't know why I'm so inclined to go left, but the fact that I can go left, I assume means that there's stuff for me. normally when you go left in Mega Man levels, it's pretty good, because... Nope. Well, I guess I'll try this way. I don't know. Whew, that guy does a lot of damage. I should not get hit by him again. Okay, so now I am suddenly in Pharaoh Man's level. I'm okay with that, I just... surprised, is all. I'm hoping that this means that I don't just get teleported in spikes. That seemed kind of rude. I mean, you did just give me a checkpoint, so I guess it's fine, but I just don't know why this suddenly became like a teleporter maze where if I just guess wrong, I die. I mean, I guess there is a checkpoint right there, so it's not really the end of the world, but I'm confused why you would do that. I don't know. There's some times that I'm okay with being trolled, and then there's some times where I'm just kind of confused by it, and it just feels unnecessary, and I guess that kind of just felt a little unnecessary to me, especially since there weren't really any other trolls in the level. So, I don't know, I was just caught off guard by that one, I guess. Okay, so... next I can safely go to the right, and then if I need to, go back to the left. Since I don't really trust those teleporters anymore. I'll go ahead and try to go for this, because this seems like it's nice to have in this kind of level. I have rush coil, right? Yeah. Oh hey, suddenly these guys. But I'm actually going to use you to help. So damage me, please. Thank you. Haha. And then be careful with that one. I had rush coil stuff kind of like that in my level, so I know all about that by now. Can I squeeze through here? Yes. Alright. So now I can go, that's kind of a cool way to make a one-way teleporter that's a little bit more obvious. I've seen a glitch in Mega Maker, and I think I even highlighted it in one of my other ones, where people have just kind of made their own one-way teleporters. But that's kind of a cool way to like more genuinely do it, I guess. Where you just have those guys not move after. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty terrible at Metal Man, I think. I mean, as long as he stays put, I think I'm okay, but it's once he starts mixing up his attack patterns. Is it always 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 though? Because that's pretty simple. Except for when he jumps around. I'm just gonna actually die and try to do this again. Alright, so I take 7 at this fight. Before I go into the arena, since I've died a lot here, I would recommend in the future putting a weapon energy over here just to kind of give the player a refill, at least one refill, if they need it, to try to make this fight a little bit easier. Because this fight is actually pretty tricky, to be honest. I appreciate the level design for it because I don't mind a constricted arena. But I will say that it's a little overly difficult compared to the rest of the level, at least on the path that I took. I'm not sure if this difficulty more like appropriately matches the end, or like the difficult path, because I'm not sure if the one I took was the difficult path or not. So, one of the main problems I have with this is that Pharaoh Shot runs out really quickly for it being like his main only weakness, especially since he respawns based on like your firing, so you kind of have to like switch over to Pharaoh Shot if you don't want to just waste a shot and have him jump over it. Also, another problem that kind of keeps popping up throughout this fight that you may have noticed is that the lag spikes are pretty sporadic, which is kind of an issue. If this fight was just super laggy, or if this fight was not super laggy, it'd be one thing. But the fact that it's both kind of makes this fight a little bit more difficult to navigate than it should, in my opinion. Like, basically, if you keep Metal Man on the other side of the stage, he obviously gets locked into this firing pattern, and it becomes pretty manipulatable, I guess. And I made it look a little bit less scary than it was, because I got lucky with that big health drop at the end of this. But overall, this fight is fun but tricky. I personally probably would have only put one of the... I forgot that you can die during that. I personally would have only put one of those generating guys there, just because it seemed like 2 plus the tile set plus Metal Man's blades kind of lagged out the fight a little bit, in my opinion. But overall it was fun. Shoutouts to that guy being spiky and not going right. So... cool level. I liked the branching paths. I only really played one, obviously. The boss was fun, although, like I said, I would have probably put a weapon energy outside of it, so you didn't have to rely on grinding from those guys, because it's kind of inconsistent. Like, you have to wait for those guys to be above and be in a spot where you can actually move to the proper weapon energy and refill it, since there's not like a weapon balancer in this game yet, or whatever. But overall, it was a fun level. I'm definitely encouraged by the level design, and we'll check out more. Next up we have Kaizo Forest Kaizo by Hilaz. A lot of plays and a lot of upvotes, which is really encouraging. I'm not normally like super great at Kaizo levels, so this may take a lot of stuff and it may take a lot of editing, but I was encouraged by the upvotes, so I definitely want to check it out. Okay, so what weapon do I have to help me get through this? Oh, charge kick. Okay. Oh, that's a charge kick to a top spin, which is fine. So one of the things I like about Kaizo levels, I don't know if I've ever really like shown one on the channel before, but one of the things I like about Kaizo levels is that it kind of almost becomes like a puzzle of what to do and when. I like that there was a weapon drop there, because that's important. But it almost kind of becomes like a puzzle of what to do to get through each jump, rather than like just jump at every opportunity. So I'm not sure if this is intentional or not. It doesn't feel like it is, but I also don't really feel bad about cheesing Kaizo levels most of the time. That screen transition's a little janky. I'm not sure if it's because I'm jumping onto the other screen first. But overall, this has been a fun level so far. I'm not normally, I don't normally play a bunch of just like exclusively top spin and charge kick levels or whatever, but this one's been entertaining. I gotta kind of figure out my worst enemy of this screen scroll here though, because it kind of seems like waiting for the screen scroll is killing me, but not waiting for the screen scroll makes this a blind jump, which doesn't really seem consistent with the rest of the level so far. But that's okay. I can at least make it up there, which I guess isn't the end of the world. and then it looks like another jump, and then probably a kick, I would guess. Jump, kick, jump. Okay, so I'm gonna assume I need to be on both of these. No. Okay. So this is a pretty quick kick. Ooh, this is a tight hit jump, so I guess after the cloud. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize that would kill me. But I got the checkpoint, at least, so I'm okay with dying there. So one of the cool things about Kaizo levels is the ability to use the background actually to help you out. I made this jump a lot easier on myself to get to the checkpoint by basically just realizing that the bottom of the cloud lined up with the bottom of the platform I was trying to clear. So basically the second that I passed the cloud, I could kick under it or whatever. I got pretty lucky in that I got this checkpoint right there because I thought I was going to get trolled, but thanks for putting that there. So this next one is just a jump over. Okay. So it looks like jump kick, land, jump kick, land, jump kick, and then jump to that platform. Okay. So, I know that's the way you're supposed to go, but I'm actually a little bit curious about this part like underneath me, so I'm going to check that out right now and get the jump down here. Oh, there is a teleporter down there. Cool. So, I really like that a lot, actually. I noticed that these spikes were a little weird right here, and it was like more intuitive to just ride that. So I guess I gotta kind of figure out where I can actually ride it to, because the screen scroll is a little bit weird, but I do kind of want to check this out. Because I definitely saw a teleporter there. I'm not sure if that was just like a dev exit or not, but or if it was like an intentional teleportation thing. Okay, so it's a pretty tight one, but it's definitely free because there's a checkpoint right here, so I don't mind going for it. It looks like it's just after... I just have to figure out what tile I'm sliding to, basically. Okay, so it's before... it's like just after the spikes, I guess. Right here. That would have been a cool cancel. I think that's what I'm supposed to do there. Okay, so I don't know if... I don't know what the other way is doing, but this way is cool, so I'm just gonna go for this way, because I know what to do now. So I can just kick over here, jump, kick, top spin, shot, jump, kick, slide. That slide's tight, and I think I have to cancel. I will say, these slides look like they're complicated, and that slide honestly is pretty complicated. It might not even be a slide at all. But only having these two weapons makes the weapon switching actually feel pretty intuitive. You can either switch left or switch right to do these, and do them pretty quickly. So I'm just going to try falling. Cool. Okay, so I will give constructive criticism even though this level's really fun. The screen transitions are a little unclear at times on like where you're actually supposed to go. I really like the visuals for this level actually, which is something that I don't normally say like for Kaizo levels in general. I'm pretty pleasantly surprised like with the color scheme. The jumps are fun, but not like super ridiculous. A lot of the like a lot of the jumps that even require you to use like the top spin to jump over and stuff feel pretty fluid and stuff, which is nice. It's also been fluid enough that I've been able to like talk pretty much the entire time, which I'm normally not able to do during Kaizo levels, which is fun. And then I die on that platform. I get through all of that platforming, and then one turn platform is the thing to kill me. So like for this part specifically, I probably would have lined spikes over there. I didn't mean to kick, but the way I was kicking, I probably would have lined spikes along the bottom of that top screen to let you know that you were supposed to go to those bombs to be able to go down. Just to make it a little bit more clear on the player and not have them die for no reason. Like, you're not going to be able to damage boost there because there's not an enemy around there. By the way, I like that there's that one block there to catch yourself if you do fall a little too early. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but if it was, good job. So, I think that's the way he intended to do that, which is fun tech, but I also probably would have put spikes over to the right to force the player to go down right here, because I feel like I can probably line up a kick to make that work. Thank you for all of the things right there. Okay. So this one seems interesting. Thank you for the endless barrage of refills right there. I'm not really sure how you could have made the screen transition work a little bit more fluidly, but it just kind of looks silly with like these trees like coming on the top of the waterfall. But so this is going to be a jump, kick, jump, jump, top spin, kick, jump, jump, top spin, kick, jump, top spin, kick, jump, 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 top. Nope. I was really surprised I got all of that on the first shot, by the way. This part feels really intuitive, which is really fun. Like, you're just able to chain these together really nicely. And even though it's like the same technique most of the time, damn it! Even though it's the same technique most of the time, I feel like it's fair with checkpoints enough that it's actually like worth doing, because you just see where the checkpoint is after, and you're like, okay, I can do that. It's fun jumps too, more importantly. Woo! Alright. Oh, suddenly a boss fight. Okay. So I actually like that you have to get up close to Elecman in this fight too. I will say that's a really cool idea for a boss, because Elecman's not really a boss that you typically like get close to ever. Like, obviously he's a projectile boss, so you don't really worry about it too much. And him actually, him being at the height to be able to jump like that actually makes it pretty difficult overall. But luckily you have a ton of refills and stuff here, so you actually have chances. That was one thing that I was talking about in Area 51. But one thing I will say is that the screen transition probably should have been like a little bit farther over. I'm not sure if it's just because it was set to endless scroll or not, because it kind of seems like it was. I gotta remember that I actually have like a lot of iframes when I'm sliding, so I can afford to slide a lot. So like, even though it's, I don't think it's his weakness, it still does enough that it's worth doing. Did he just fall through there? Or did I like despawn it? So overall, that was an awesome level. I'm gonna be careful though, because I don't want to die from that thing up top. I don't know if I can, but that was an awesome level. I I had a lot of fun with like every jump. The checkpoints made me be able to get through it quickly, which is cool, but every jump felt pretty satisfying and rewarding, which is nice. Alright, next up, JoeDolca makes his return because he's always around in Discord whenever I'm asking for stuff, and he knows I like his level design, so I'm going to feature him again. I haven't seen anything about this level, but he just recommended it to me, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. This is Search for the Skull Temple. Huh. So I have Skull, Kick, and Top. Can I make it through this without... Okay. I'm okay with this so far. Okay, so I can't... Can I use the shield to actually block? I want to go up here because I see these ladders. Okay, so it's left to shield, right kick. I'm gonna try something and I have no idea if it's actually gonna work, but... Oh, okay, well... It worked, but it wasn't actually as intended. I was planning on just using the shield. I guess I forgot I actually have Mega Buster, so I can just kill these guys as if I'm careful, that is. I forgot that this wasn't just like a pure movement-based level where I only have shields and stuff. It kind of felt like it was at first, to be honest. I'm a little confused how to get through here without getting obliterated by these guys, if I'm being honest. Let's try down here and see if... What? What is the point of that? I'm not gonna lie, Joe. I'm very confused what the point of that actually is. I don't know if you're like intended to... I think that was more intended to just be like a visual to, hey, use your kick here. But it ended up just making me more confused, I guess. I will say I appreciate the amount of weapon energy and stuff. That's something that Joe's always been pretty good about. I also like that these guys actually kill you like that. It's kind of like they're a crusher, almost, I guess. It's a creative way of using these enemies. I do think you kind of forgot to close off the ground right there, because I don't know if you intended on people sliding back onto the previous screen from there or not. If you did, I don't really get why, but I assume this is just supposed to be like, hey, use charge kick on the screen. Okay, so I'm gonna try that damage boost again, I guess, apparently. I was trying to just do the top spin thing and a charge kick and see if I can get through there a little more stylishly, I guess. I'm just gonna be more careful about killing these guys. I'm gonna activate my shield because I can walk on spikes with this one. Cool. Checkpoint up there, as well as weapon refill and stuff. Those are long laser timers. I mean, I guess it's fair enough, because if you don't move out of the way by those laser timers, you probably weren't going to be living for much longer anyway. So this is cool because it's like a spike survival section. I have actually seen this in a couple of levels before, but basically this is all about making sure that enemies just don't touch you at all. because the second they touch you, your shield breaks, and then the second your shield breaks, obviously, you die. So you gotta be careful with that. I like that this is low enough that you can pretty safely encounter that guy. And I like that this actually is not a free shot where you just get to bounce up and kill him. It's actually probably easier for me, honestly, just to avoid that guy, which is pretty rare. Oh. Okay. Thank you for that. I actually wasn't aware of where I was on the map, but I appreciated being able to do that without having to reset entirely. I guess it basically accomplished the same thing and was actually worse since I had to backtrack past the checkpoint that I forgot about. But that's okay. It was still fun. I'm guessing that platform I can ride it back for the M-Tank and do that room again. In the interest of time, I'll probably just keep going. Sorry, I have to text real quick. Okay, sorry about that. We found the Skull Temple. I like that these little movie platform guys are being used as eyes, like for the skull. That's a nice design touch. Probably one of my favorite like visual things so far. I actually really like that he's immune to Mega Buster, because I was just assuming I would be able to spam that this entire fight and be fine. He's jumping around a little mercilessly. I'm not sure if that's intended. Damn it, I ran out of iframes while I was still passing through them. And I forget if I have weapon drop here. I do. Okay. How does top spin do against you? Probably pretty well, I guess. Not really that low. Okay. So shield's definitely the easiest to use against him, but it's also the hardest to actually keep up. So I'm probably honestly just gonna grind back up my charge kicks and stuff, unless I can kill him off here with his top spin shot, because I didn't realize how low health he is at. Come on. Oh! Do I... No, I lose, because I died first. Okay. Alright, so congratulations, Joe. You have the first ever double down I've seen in Mega Maker. I'll be right back, I guess, as I try to get more. Alright, so next up we actually have probably one of the most played levels as well as the most highly rated levels. I haven't seen anything about this level, so I'm pretty excited. But this is Super Kaizo by idek, or IDK. I'm not really sure what pronunciation-wise he likes to go by for that. I'm guessing there was something that was patched in this level, which is nice. So it is solely top, which is nice. All is well, I guess. I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do for that, but that ended up working pretty well. So I guess this one I now need to bounce off of that as well as the shot. Okay. I wasn't actually expecting those shield guys to pop up, but I guess now that I know that they're there, that's good too, I guess. Okay, so it looks like I just bounce off the shields twice and then ball to ladder, so shield, shield, ball. Okay. Okay, so the other guy does not come back because there's nothing for him to bounce off of. Yeah, but I can't, so I have to go over there, which is nice. Top, 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 top. Those are tight jumps. And I didn't see what you're supposed to do after that, so I'll check that out after. So I really dig the first 3 jumps of this because it's cool topspin usage I haven't seen before. Not really a biggest fan of this like blind fall onto that guy. Eventually I'll get it, I guess, but I'm not really sure how to improve what I'm doing for that part yet. Alright, so we're back here again, so this time... Okay, I at least bounced off the first guy that time. This is still really tight, and I'm not really a big fan of the third jump being even tighter than these first ones already. But I guess we'll figure it out, because this first part's starting to be a little bit, I'm not going to say automatic because I have died, but a little bit better, at least. Damn it! Okay, so it is kind of like a stutter run over to the side, which I guess is doable. It's technical, but it's doable, and I guess there's a checkpoint right after, so I don't really mind something being technical if there's a checkpoint right after. My problem is I need to figure out the positioning for the first jump. Like, I need to actually kind of analyze where I'm landing on that guy before I do the blind jump, so I can just hold right and have that be consistent, because trying to line it up with a blind jump otherwise is kind of a lot. So let's try to hit that and then go right. Okay, that's actually a pretty consistent visual cue, actually. So what I did there, I'll go ahead and explain a little bit more once I get back there, but basically, I guess I'll just edit then, I guess. Alright, so coming up onto the screen, I finally found a visual cue for this. If you land on basically the 1 pixel that guy is, I was a little too far to the right that time, as I was trying to show it off, but when those red guys fire, they basically turn their body like vertically into just like a 1 pixel red line or whatever. And it turns out that you can actually use this to line up right here, so like if I hit the right side of that, I can actually use that to pretty consistently hit the first guy right there. So that should help me get to be a little bit more consistent at that part, at least. Alright, cool. So that part was actually pretty fun, once I figured out what to do. It's basically just like hold right and then let go basically as soon as you're above it, and it sounds a lot easier like spoken in words than it is when you're trying to figure it out, because it is a kind of tight jump. But it's definitely doable. I guess I'm not too mad about that being the jump before the checkpoint, because that felt pretty cool to get. This one, I have to wait until I'm falling down, I guess? Because I keep hitting my head on that. Does it extend out more? Okay. Maybe I can use that as more of a visual cue. I've been going a little too far to the right, apparently, for my visual cue, so I should be able to hit it once it's fully extended, and be able to hit it a little bit more to the left. I think that's the problem I've been having. So I gotta wait for this thing to fire so it sticks out a little bit more, and then that jump should be a little bit more consistent, I think. God, that left stutter is so hard. Especially after this, because I don't really get very many chances to practice it. So I'm not gonna lie, this jump is a little absurd. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, I guess, because I know it's possible, because I've definitely already even done it before. But it's pretty difficult. Even when that guy fully extends and you get the shallow jump, it's pretty difficult to make it over the bottom one. I still haven't actually even confirmed if jumping off of that guy when he's actually shooting at you makes a difference with the hitbox, but it seems like I'm able to, if you look at the background directly behind the enemy, it kind of looks like the brick pattern is like a capital I and then two H's closed together. I used to be jumping basically at the middle of the H's, but I found that when he's shooting I can actually go all the way out like to the edge of that I, and it seems to help a little bit more. It's still like that precise of a jump plus a shallow jump to be able to get through there, and plus kind of just hoping that you don't clip that pixel, honestly. And I've only gotten it a couple of times so far, and it's pretty tricky. Okay, so I basically have to be hugging that spike in order to actually clear that, which makes that jump even harder, because I can't just line up with a wall. I will say that one nice thing about the backgrounds that he selected is that there's a lot of spots to take visual cues from. Like the eye spot right there on the firing guy at me for this jump seems to be consistent enough. It's just hard still. And then on the next screen below, trying to set up the left stutter that I was having trouble with actually works out pretty well, because the background that he chose for that part basically lines up so you can just try to use those solid green lines going all the way down to line up your shot. I'm still not really sure what to do after that, but I at least am starting to piece together this part. It's taking a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I'm piecing it together. Okay, so apparently if I just time that right, I can actually hold left right there. I wasn't aware that I was actually able to even bounce off of that guy a third time, because every other time I've missed him. So maybe I am supposed to bounce off that guy a third time, drop down, and actually have enough time to catch myself before this next part. Meanwhile, this jump still sucks ass. Okay, so basically the second I bounce off of that guy, I have to be holding right in order to actually clear that in time. I wish I could see what the rest of the level was. I don't like all these blind falls and kind of just being forced to learn it one way or the other. On the bright side, this setup at least seems a little bit more consistent, where I just wait for this thing to fire twice, jump towards the eye, and try to squeeze through there. At least when I'm dying, I think it's because I'm holding the jump too long, so that's at least on me. It at least feels like it's more on me, because I'm either not jumping high enough or not jumping enough. There we go. And then this is just hold left with the right timing, bounce back over to the right, and then bounce off of these guys, or fuck it, I'm just gonna damage boost, because setting up that jump is complete nonsense, and I would rather take the infinite amounts of damage it takes to damage boost through those guys, especially since I'm assuming there's not really very much damage that needs to be taken for the next part of the level. Knowing I can at least damage boost through one of these parts makes me feel a little bit better though. I have no idea what's coming up after that, but we'll find out together, I guess. But at least we're almost there, because I think it's that last obstacle and then the final gear, I guess. I don't even know what to call it, the glowing thing. That felt right. This jump is too inconsistent for me, in my opinion. Like, even the jumps that feel like they should be getting through now aren't getting through. I don't know why this jump has to be as tight as it is when the rest of the level was, like, tight but still doable. This is just kind of tight but rude, in my opinion. The rest of the level's been really fun, even though I haven't really gotten to talk through it too much, but this setup just seems too inconsistent to have this way, in my opinion. Like, I'm getting through here every once in a while, but honestly I can't tell any difference between that and what I've already done. And then having to change that into a couple of pixel perfect jumps after that is kind of annoying, and then having to do more after that, and then still not actually knowing what the end of the level looks like is terrifying to me. And I can't really pause buffer, it's going to get rid of my top thing, so I kind of just have to go and react to it and hope that I can make my way to the left correctly. One thing I will say is this background for this part is actually extremely helpful. It's busy, but it's busy enough that I can actually like find stuff to use to help actually make visual cues like that. To hopefully make this jump finally somewhat consistent, knock on wood, because every other time I've said that it's not been. But I'm trying to set up my approach for this jump as well as my landing point a little bit differently, so I can hopefully just make it through consistently. Like, I feel like one block of difference, like either this thing sticks out another block farther, the spike wall is raised another block, or lowered another block. Like, this is just like the perfect amount of asshole, just enough to not piss me off, because I have made it before, but just enough to not make it so I can learn the rest of the level. Which I guess is good Kaizo level design, but a little frustrating to say the least. Because like that felt the exact same as every other time I've actually made it through. Damn it! It's like just far enough away that a slide isn't like doable. On the bright side, I think I figured out that my setup for that part was the part that was off. Like, I keep just jumping too close to it in the beginning. So if I line Mega Man's right foot up with this little right pixel, jump to the eye, at least the other two times it worked. I don't know why it didn't work that time, but of course it seems like every time I try to find a consistent setup, it's not consistent. But it does seem like if I land the jump right, it works. Oh, it's the end. Yes! Fuck! Woo! Okay. So that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Really fun Kaizo level. Now that I know that that jump was like basically the hardest jump in the level, I'm a little more okay with it. I was pretty anxious with what the end of the level was going to bring me, because I could have sworn it was just going to be another like ridiculous top jump, but I'm pretty okay with ending it after that big eye part. I'm not sure if you were supposed to damage boost through there, but after how long that took, I don't really mind. So I guess that will do it for this episode, because this episode's going to be super long. But thank you guys for coming by again. Drop a like and subscribe. Leave your level codes or whatever down below if you want me to play them. And I will see you next time, I guess. Bye.